I would offer my house, but I've got all my kids staying. Right. Oh, I'm going to be on, Brady. I've got a shot coming on.
I love Italian food as well.
Oh, you could have come out.
Welcome to Gilman's Ground, home of Championship Club Hartpury RFC, on Hartpury University's 360-hectare campus near Gloucester, England, which today provides the backdrop for this international clash between Fiji and Uruguay. The first time that these two teams have met since the Rugby World Cup of 2015 in Milton Keynes.
Oh, did you see that?
This test match between Fiji and Uruguay takes an added importance today in the teams. Well, for Fiji, there's a debut cap for pepping young winger and Fiji Sems convert Ironi Sau. Barimiki Ngoneva steps in from wing to centre. Fiji Airways and Drua enforcer Albert Tuise earns his first start alongside Leone Nakarawa in the second row. For Uruguay, no less than 10 players return from Rugby World Cup 2015, led by their number 6, Juan Gaminara. Winger Leandro Leivas has the most caps in the starting 15, which features two France-based players in fly half Bergezi and Lock Manuel Lendeka. Fiji and Uruguay both take advantage of their northern tour to test new combinations, with both coaches commenting on how the short preparation time has been challenging in the run into this match. Fiji start their second international match of the tour, having lost to Scotland last week, with Uruguay coming into their first international test on the back of 2 defeats at the hands of Pro 14 teams Cardiff Blues and Ulster. The teams take their places for the national anthems, and just a reminder that both teams are led by their respective number 6s. Fiji led by Domenico Wanganimborotu and Uruguay by Juan Gaminara.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to now stand for the national anthems of Fiji and Uruguay.
First then, God Bless Fiji. Always an emotional occasion, especially today, for number 11, Ironi Sau, and number 4, Albert Tuisue, the debutants. And now there's mention of bravery and glory and freedom in Orientales. Highly charged rendition of Orientales La Patria a la Tumba, and what better preparation than the rousing rendition of the anthem to face the Thimbi, the cultural challenge which will now be laid down by the Fijians. There is the captain, Domenico Wanganimburutu, to lead the Thimbi. That's his privilege. Te Vovo, there is life, but there is death too. Our referee today is from the Rugby Football Union. He is Tom Foley.
Top man.
Took up refereeing whilst completing his degree at Bristol University down the road some 5 years ago after a succession of injuries put paid to a promising rugby career. So it'll be Fiji to kick off in the form of Ben Volavola. Bright sunshine and Indian summer in the west of England as Fiji take on Uruguay. 12 months ahead of their opening clash in the Rugby World Cup of 2019 in Japan. Fiji will look to bring their big men into the game early, as they do through Semi Kunatani, now from the Harlequins. Latterly from Toulouse, the pass goes astray. Gaston Mieres with a tackle on his opposite number on the far side. The Fijian number 11, that's Ironi Sao, playing over on the right. Fiji have retained possession on halfway. And they'll move it quickly into midfield and set it up again. It's a neat little chip through. Ground a little soft underneath perhaps. There is Gaston Mieres. Play at wing or at fullback. A probing kick downfield, taken inside his own 22 by the former Fijian Sevens great Ironi Sao. Great to see the Fijians sending it through the hands early, looking to bring Semi Kunatani in onto the pass, and we'll see that time and time again this afternoon, surely. Featured in all 6 matches in the Olympic Sevens tournament, a successful tournament for Fiji in Rio de Janeiro in 2016. The breakthrough comes from the youngster, the hooker, Mesulame Dologoto. Sets it up nicely on the 22. Ball lost forward, but a great opening for Fiji and a great defensive start also for Los Terros of Uruguay. This was the breakthrough from the youngster who captained the Fiji Warriors against Uruguay in the Nation Cup in Montevideo back in June. Lost that one by 29-10. A full Uruguayan side. Fiji Warriors, a development side. Looking forward to see this guy with a number 2 shirt. Just 20 years of age. A debut off the bench against Scotland last weekend. Both their opening matches against the regional teams, Cardiff Blues and Ulster. The Uruguayan scrum creaked, and they've been working hard and diligently on that aspect of play during the week, but they're going backwards. Pick up from the base is from Alejandro Nieto. 62 test and featured at the Rugby World Cup of 2015. Slow ball, won't go far. Neat little step back inside from Nieto to the number 8. Little untidy through very quickly as Joshua twists over.
Well,
a half chance there perhaps for Fiji. Ball lost forward then by Uruguay. And have to keep an eye on big Joshua twists over.
But that was good. Good stability.
known for his strong running and physical play, the man from Toulon these days.
Yeah, I thought he was legal.
All the back division for Fiji
And then he lost the ball, which is what he
ply their trade offshore in Europe. Henry Seniloli playing for Doncaster, this scrum half. All the remaining players in the top 14 championship in France. Last man down for Fiji is Pitheli Yato, moving from 7 to lock the scrum this week. More explosive perhaps than Vili Mata, who started against Scotland a week ago. Good solid scrummaging from Fiji, edging forwards. There is a penalty on its way. The pick up from Yato, looking to break the tackle of Alejandro Segredo. This is the captain, Domenico Waganimburutu. Fiji building up a head of steam here. Lovely offload. Centre field. Desperate defence here from Uruguay. Taken in the air by Metui Talambula. And the try has come with just 4 minutes on the clock. Fiji on the score sheet. It came from a strong scrummage. Seniloli delivers. And that man, Talambula, secures the opening score. Missed the little late pass. Eroni Sau then gets his first try in international 15s rugby. Bright sunshine here at Hartpury RFC. Fiji take the early score. Difficult kick from the far touchline. Then Vola Vola. Flags are in the air. 5 becomes 7. So after 5 minutes of play, Fiji draw first blood. Strong running it was, and from Talambula, the pop-up pass to Eroni Sau, and the simplest of scores for Fiji. So an encouraging start for the Islanders. Coming off a heavy defeat to Scotland last weekend, 54 points to 17, which is exactly the score they defeated Uruguay by in Milton Keynes back in the Rugby World Cup of 2015. Tuisova takes the ball into contact, sets it up. Fiji full of running. They're looking for Sau once again out on the far side. Has to be taken low. Great tackling from the Uruguayans. And they know that they can't afford to let this guy have a half a yard of pace and advantage.
Five man.
Look for the offloads from the big man wearing 5. That's Leone Nakarawa. Much more to his game than just plying his trade at lock forward. Down nicely from the youngster Lindeka, the number 5 for Uruguay. More of the hooker later. Picked up by the captain, Juan Gaminara. The chance now then for Uruguay with ball in hand to show what they can do. Gaminara, the captain, leading by example. That's Arata waiting the lively scrum half back inside. There were defensive lapses in Fiji's play against Scotland a week ago. They let the game get away from them on either side of half-time. Gave away a yellow card, and that did for them.
Okay, initially down off your feet.
The ball bouncing off the chest of Juan Rombis, the man from the Trebol Rugby Club. Back in the international ranks for the first time in 5 years. And still looking for a berth at next year's World Cup. A goodly crowd at the home of Hartpury RFC to witness this one. That's a huge Fijian front row. Kampezema Afu, Mesulame Dolokoto, Manasa Sawulo on the tight head. Henry Seniloli just having a quick look around, see what's possible here from the back then. Controlled by Yato. Seniloli with a little long kick downfield.
Number 3's gone to ground.
Rombis is the man penalised, the tight head prop for Uruguay, going to ground, not supporting his own body weight.
Number 3, feet.
But the feet gave way underneath. Such a big man, Juan Rombis. Vola Vola, well, he's being pushed all the way by Aliveretti Veitokani. Waiting in the wings on the bench this afternoon. Number of people at home on the islands scratching their heads as to why Aliveretti Veitokani doesn't get a chance to start in this match. Thinking that perhaps Vola Vola doesn't get his back division going as they would wish. Down from the captain, Wanganimborotu. Again, it's Peseli Yato from Clermont in the top 14. And look for that little hitch. And again, it's that neat little offload from no one other than Leone Nakarawa. And Fiji are in the hunt again, and this time there's no mistake in the number 15. It is Metui Talambula who does get the try, and that is Fiji's second in 4 minutes. And they're up and running here at the home of Hartpury RFC. Good communicating between the forwards and the backs, but it all started with that little flick up by Leone Nakarawa. Now then, Vola Vola. A simpler attempt this time. To stroke this one between the posts. Right-footed and splits the uprights. Fiji then in control here early on in this match as they lead Uruguay by 14 points to 0. Yeah, this is how it all finished. Well, the critics of Vola Vola have certainly been answered on that occasion. Metui Talambula, the man who plays for Bayonne in the Pro D2 in France, gets a second score for the Fijians.
In the air.
Knocked forward by an Uruguayan hand.
First one was touch and go, that was clearly in front. You need to be better.
That's the youngster Manuel Lindecar going out of shot there, the tall, lanky lock forward.
Yeah, I think he was okay that last time.
And he's been selected in place of Diego Magno today to, to attempt certainly to counter the Fijian line-out threat. It's a great shot. Two sets of front rowers digging in. Rombis penalised once already. Feet giving way underneath him. And look how he locks his feet right back, and he's in danger of collapsing again. But the Uruguayan scrum holds this time initially, but it's there on a plate. So we saw that. There's a go. There's a penalty on its way. We're offside, says Tom Foley. So Vola Vola will pick his spot here.
Hey, cool. Yeah.
Fiji, of course, have the benefit of one international match already on this tour behind them. That's a mistake by Vola. And Uruguay, well, there are some dangerous runners behind the scrum. Any number of them have played sevens rugby for Los Terros. The southern lapwing, the bird that appears on their shirts. That's a big hit coming in from Vola, atoning for his missed kick. Play on, says referee Foley. Great work there by Vereniki Ngoneva at 13 for Fiji, and they come again. This is Leone Nakarawa. That's a lovely handoff, and he's created a second score for Petheliato. I just love this guy, Leone Nakarawa. There's no other second row on the planet that can do what he does. And he's a huge man in every sense of the word. Love him. Look at this. The basketball pass, the no-look pass almost, to Petheli Yato. And you're not going to stop Yato from 10-15 meters. Great score. Third try for Fiji. So Vola prepares to for this kick over from exactly where he kicked the conversion of Talembula's try. The ex-Waratahs player in Australia, Ben Vola, now with Racing in Paris. There's a Parisian feel to the weather this afternoon. Of course, Fiji will travel to Paris next weekend to play France, but in the meantime, that's another conversion, another 2 points. And Fiji are out to 21 points without response. And it's worth reprising that try once again. Great work on the ground by Vereniki Ngoneva. 52 tests for Fiji behind him. And Petheli Yato takes the lovely pass from Nakarawa. You know, it could be a long day at the office for the Uruguayans, who will face Fiji, Georgia, Australia and Wales in that order next year at the Rugby World Cup in Japan. So ball just lost forward from the hands of Vereniki Ngoneva. So many accolades in his career. There's talent, there's experience wherever you look in this Fijian lineup. 34 years of age now, Vereniki Ngoneva. Of course, Semi Randrandra in the mix as well. Not available this week. Available for selection next week, of course. 16 minutes on the clock. Fiji 21, Uruguay 0.
Correct. Bind. Set.
Early engagement from Fiji. So away come Uruguay. Quick recycling there on the Fijian 22. Now then, can they ask questions of the Fijian defence here? Ball going through the hands, a big hit coming in from Vatambua. But Fiji not back the 10 metres. So Tom Foley will bring them back for the full penalty on the 22.
Yeah.
That is a little lost. The Terros bird, edged in black. That's a target, certainly, for the Fijians.
Guys, it's just a free kick.
That's a free kick, rather, than a full penalty. Can't go directly into touch.
If you're aware, it's just a free kick. You can't kick directly to touch.
So Santiago Arata joining the Houston Sabercats in the USA Major League next season, as indeed are many of the Uruguayan players destined for American shores. Wait for the big hits. Running out of room on the far side. Needed somebody to straighten up for Gaston Mieres. On the end, on the receiving end of a great pass from his number 8, Alejandro Nieto, to claim the sole score against Ulster last week.
That's the mark there.
Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, always Fijian supporters.
Crunch. Bind. Set.
Saniloli waits. Fiji full of running, 3 scores to the good. Ironi Sao, he can run them in from his own 22. So can this guy. Wait for it. Tuisova. Great tackle. That tackle had to be made from Juan Manuel Cat. Great to see him back. Kampezima Afu. Where's 1 for Fiji? Change of direction, the switch, there's a gap in midfield. Well spotted by Vatambua. And again, Fiji have the numbers. No interference with play. So Tom Foley quite happy. Oh, it's a great turnover from Uruguay, led by Matteo Sanguinetti, the loose head prop. Arata, this time. Round the back it goes, and out. Mieres waits. The delivery from Alejandro Segredo, the number 7. This is better from Uruguay. Oh, thanks very much. Foot in touch.
No, you're running from touch. Bad luck. Use the line, guys.
Oh, what a career that man in the background has had. In the 7th shirt. This is Mesulame Dolokoto, the youngster, face of future Fijian rugby. Vatambua, 27 of age, a cornerstone of Poe's midfield, another top 14 side.
Just let me referee it, yeah? Thank
coached
you.
by Kiwi Simon Mannix in France.
No clear release.
What's the decision going to be? Midway through the first half,
An
enterprising and profitable opening 20 minutes for Fiji. 3 converted tries. And a good attacking position here again. Dolokoto represent the Fijian Ndrua side in the Australian National Rugby Championship. 1/3 of this squad from the high-flying Fijian Ndrua side. Finished top of the NRC ladder after the regular season in Australia.
Contact in the air at the front of the line out. Okay, he's hit the arm on the way
Coach
down.
John McKee is looking even more closely at the Ndrua representatives. Nieto it was with a crooked arm. Leaning on.
Yeah, so I saw the knock on in the back of the maul. What I missed was the contact in the air on the way down. Okay, thanks, Craig. Where you are there, guys?
So some 10, 12 metres out from the Uruguayan try line. The catch, the take is good from Nakarawa. And Fiji look to get the rolling maul going, and they would have seen the videos of the match against Ulster when Uruguay coughed up 2 tries from driving mauls. And Tom Foley's arm is out. There will be a penalty unless there's a distinct advantage to Fiji here. The ball is there. Everybody needs to be on point. It's accuracy and discipline, direction as well. Villaseca takes out 3 Uruguayan tacklers. There should be room somewhere over on the left side here. They'll come again.
Still penalty advantage.
Still penalty advantage. Saniloli wants more hands to the pump.
Okay. Got time off, guys, please.
So referee Foley will call them back, and perhaps a little word in
we've got the 7 collapse and entry over here.
shell-like ear of Captain Juan Gaminara.
An entry then, and we've got offside here, okay. We're starting to mount up. Let's try and work a little bit harder, please. Fine. Have a quick word.
Oh, so difficult, isn't it, against these
Dom, you've got
powerful
the penalty here for
Fijians.
offside, you've got the penalty there for the collapse. Scrum here, yeah?
Led by that man, Domenico Wanganimborotu. He replaces Akapusi Ngere, a favourite player up the road at Kingsholm, the home of Gloucester Rugby for many years, but he's had limited game time, so the armband is worn by Wanganimborotu. Delokota sets his stall, marks his territory. Options left and right here for Fiji.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Hold!
Vola over to the left. He's got Tuisova on his wide outside, and Talimbula has come up as well from fullback. Yato sets it up nicely. Quick recycling, Vola with a lovely offload, and Tuisova is in and around under the posts. Expertly done by Fiji, and again it was Vola taking the ball up to the defensive line. Neat little offload. Thanks very much, says Joshua Tuisova. Have a look at this, the powerful scrimmaging, and again referee Tom Foley's arm was out waiting for advantage. This time there was no need for the 3-point attempt. It came courtesy of that little show from Vola and the go from Joshua Tuisova. Vola into the sun, shadows lengthening, and certainly they're lengthening over the Uruguayan squad. 4 tries, can Vola make it 4 conversions? Yes, he can. Taking Fiji out to a 28-0 lead. It's all Fiji in this opening 40. So another look. It was Yato sucking in the back row, creating space for Vola, and that's a beautiful little offload from the outside half. Tuisova breaking the tackle. And still 15 minutes to go to the break.
You're all in front of the kicker.
Discipline again is what's required. Now this young man is starting his first game ever at hooker, a converted back row forward, and what a game, what a baptism of fire it is for him. John McKee over on the left there, the coach of Fiji. Plenty of experience there. Appointed Fiji coach in February 2014. It's Manuel Ardao in the middle of that Uruguayan front row. Dynamic flanker. Played international flanker as recently as August. Yeah, there was McKee over on the right-hand side there. Again, gaps appearing close to the scrum. Goneva evades the first tackle. Saniloli digs deep. Yato hurled back in the tackle. That's great work by the number 9, the little Santiago Arata. Oh, what a moment that was for the Uruguayan scrum half. Very aggressive player in attack and defense is the Uruguayan number 9. But he needs a solid platform, be it from line out or scrum. Hardly a breeze blowing across the Gilman's ground here. Lindeka. 2 meters, 2 centimeters tall. It's a newly acquired skill for Manuel Ardao, the throwing into the line-out. He usually picks up the scraps at the back. The Uruguayans looking to get that drive on. Arata gets both hands on the ball. Setting it up in midfield. This is better from Uruguay. Fijian defenders are up very quickly once again. Sanguinetti, the prop forward. Good work by him. Looking for Mieres out wide. Doesn't go to him this time. Arata to Rhombis.
Ball ripped backwards.
Ball ripped, said referee Foley.
It's been ripped, but he's ripped it forwards. It's a scrum blue ball.
Forward.
It's been ripped, but it's not gone.
Clear communication from referee Foley.
Okay, time is off. Okay, thank you. You've ripped the ball, but it's gone forward, not gone.
Close call.
Yes, your ball, yeah. Okay, guys, here we go. Of course I will, yeah.
The crowd enjoying the sunshine here. Stand capacity is some 450 to 500. There'll be many more around the sidelines here.
Bind.
360 hectares around the Hartpury, what was Hartpury College, now Hartpury University, designated as such in the last few weeks. Neat pick up at the back, but again the ball doesn't go to hand initially. Swept into midfield, albeit a little wild perhaps, and first touch for Leandro Leivas. 70th test today for Uruguay. Their right winger.
Always under pressure, just here. Yep. Just in the tackle, for me. Okay, there's your mark. You set off him.
There's the captain, number 6, barking the orders, Juan Gaminara. 55 tests to his name. Down on the flank, this side of the scrum, propping up Juan Pedro Rhombis.
Bind. Set.
Welcome back to international rugby. His last cap was against Portugal in November 2012. Oh, lovely step from Arata. And this is what we know of the Santiago Arata, a deadly attacker around the fringes. That's a great score, great individual effort from the youngster who will join the Houston Sabercats for 2019. And they'll be absolutely delighted with this from their new recruit. Look at that. So a chance, a rare chance for Felipe Berchesi from in front of the post. So Uruguay off the mark, still trail by 21 points as we approach the break. Worth having a look at this one again. Good work at the scrum by the Uruguayan forwards. They haven't gained parity in the scrums in the opening half hour or so. And that's exactly what Arata would have hoped for, a solid platform from which to work.
Keep behind you then, okay? We have to give one against them.
So 8 minutes to the break. Fiji 28, Uruguay 7. Taken by Leivas. The wing three-quarter. The captain, Gaminara. Named captain of the team following the retirement of 2015 Rugby World Cup captain, Santiago Villaseca. Nothing coming of that movement. So it's advantage Fiji.
Step up, guys.
Fiji reached the quarterfinals of the Rugby World Cup in 1987, 1999 and 2007. Taking that one up, Semi Kunatani with a headband. Round the corner, here they come again, Talambula. Big tackle from Villaseca. In midfield, 2-on-1. As there needs to be on Leone Nakarawa. A huge player in every sense of the word, as is this guy, Albert Tuisua, the debutant. Another Fijian Droit member.
Too close. Too close. Be a scrum.
Too close obstruction in midfield.
Sorry, what's going on Sorry. Just can't play too close to him.
So there's an injury to an Uruguayan player. So there'll be some time added at the end of the first half. As we look there at Pitheli Yato, the number 8. Yes, the hooker was down. Manuel Ardao. Yes. Had to use both shoulders in the scrum today. Manuel Ardao.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, I think he actually went for a grasp with his right arm, I thought. Okay, if I see it, I'll deal with it. That's fair enough. Okay, Campy.
Good to see him back on his feet. It's been a big ball carrier for Uruguay from the flank.
Your ball, guys. Fine, let's just make sure they're trying to grasp in the tackle. Okay?
The Uruguayan management have not had too much to smile about in this opening half. Apart from that moment of inspiration from their scrum half, Santiago Arata.
Set. Okay, now.
It's a better scrum for Uruguay. It's going through the hands again. One more pass to do it from Ngoneva. That's close to the Uruguayan try line. Out it comes. The big men are there in concert, but it's Pitheli Yato who gets Fiji's 5th score in the opening 40. That's his 2nd. And when the Fijian players smile, all Fiji smiles with them. Not the best of passes, well picked up by Vatambua. Ngoneva just setting it up. Yato, and he's got Tuisue on his shoulder. No try for the debutant, but Yato is there. Yeah, more explosive than Vilimata, perhaps, from the base of the scrum. Pitheli Yato. Now then, can Ben Vola maintain his 100% record? 4 out of 4 so far. Can he make it 5 out of 5? Turns his left shoulder towards the posts. Well drilled. Getting the heart rate down a beat or two. Under pressure, gets it away. 100% record maintained for Ben Vola and Fiji. Are out to 35 points against Uruguay's 7. Neat step. The tackle from Big Chesi. Fiji were there in numbers. And emerging through that melee was Pitheli Yato.
That's fine, play on. Play.
All have an opportunity. Fiji defending close to again. Man caught by Aroni Sao.
No hands. No arms.
Tomieres as a
No arms. Run away. Five. Fiji, just step off a bit, please. Thank you. Good. That's fine. That's good.
So shortened line-out this time with the captain Gunara at scrum half, but it's stolen at the back or lost perhaps by Uruguay, snapped up by Semi Kunatani. The long kick downfield, and Uruguay have to track back. A hurried kick towards the far touchline, finds its mark, but that was an opportunity for Uruguay, having done all the hard work.
Just had a word with him about changing his mind. It's been touched. It's been touched.
Rodrigo Silva, the fullback it was, with a kick. Just a check of the watch.
Uruguay step.
I was just going to say that there's been some accurate throwing from Dolakoto in this first half. And Tom Foley then draws the first half to a close, and what an enterprising first half it's been for the Fijians. 5 tries, 2 of them to that number 8, Peteli Yato. A full house then for the outside half, Ben Vola Vola, and Fiji will go into the sheds at half-time with a commanding lead, which reads Fiji 35 to Uruguay's 7. No wonder the Fiji flag is flying here over the Gilman's ground at Hartpury RFC. So confirmation of the halftime score, Fiji with a 28-point advantage, Fiji 35 and Uruguay on 7 have it all to do in the second half.
This takes place during the spring 2009.
I only missed a couple.
Various events and the tourist due to the significance of this event today, students at Hartpury would like to extend a huge thank you to all of you attending, and we very much appreciate any donation you can make to support and for the tour. Current students, Thomas Ballant, and Norman, Oliver Bass, Dick Reedy,
We also haven't got the master up here.
we're actually with today's match ball Rugby World, and we'll be collecting donations for the forum during this half-time window. Any donations are so welcome, so please don't be shy. Thank you.
We're going to be on our way, aren't we?
Won't be back for many a day.
Going back to Cleveland town.
If you're enjoying today's international rugby experience here at Hartpury,
Does Nick sing
a
songs?
reminder that next weekend, on Saturday, we plan to play Russia and Kingston. Kick off the strikeouts too. If you go to the King's Zone Ticket Office and show today's ticket to them, you receive 50% reduction in admission fee to that game next week. International Rugby in Gloucestershire again.
Tim's very dry, actually.
Japan play Russia.
Ja, zo is het.
Yeah. He's a character, isn't he? He's out there.
Odi, golles I llun am eiliad, ond sa'n siŵr byna, sa'n credu mai fi oedd yn gyfrifol am hynny, ond...
Yeah, I don't think it's lazy. I just think he just doesn't,
In the sports hall beneath this stand, a big screen set up to enable you to watch England play Japan.
Yeah, but he is trying to give it that 180. He's got his own ownership with that. No way. Sorry. The thing is as well, he's taking, you know, he shouldn't have to be working There's nothing worse than lifting a box for someone else.
I had a request from the doctor.
Yeah.
Can you change the playground fees that we're taking downstairs to the wild? So whoever's at the wild, can you pull that BNC out and if you put it in lefty I1, will that give us just your camera rather than the program TX? I don't know. Because the return, if you're getting the return or whatever you're getting it on, I don't know what's on the program menu.
Is there someone sat downstairs who can identify it? No, not too bad. Not too bad. It's like, it's amazing if someone doesn't lift on a box with two hands, you can still like, wait, you're not downstairs. Oh, sorry.
Cheers, boys.
Alright?
Yeah, sorted.
Cheers.
Thank you. Yeah, when they go into slow-mo or whatever, he obviously loses any wide shots, so he wants to be able to see it.
Okay, no problems. Yeah, it's naughty. But it's got, surely this, I think we'll start writing a card. Yeah. He's kind, a little bit selfish, but he you know, he's just meant to set his ways, you know, so as much as you think he does. I don't think Tim likes him as much as you think he does. Yeah, Tim's forever like going on, fucking hell. Really, you know. Yeah. He's gone to the place. It looks looks like he is to me. Is that really racist to say that? But it looks like he is. Yeah, I thought he was. Oh shit, Freddie, you're on.
Yeah, I was F2.8 first half.
Who? Yeah. Who's that, Chris? How's Helen? Oh. I haven't seen any replays. Oh shit. Yeah.
Well, last night's as well. We're back. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back onto the field the teams of Fiji and Uruguay.
So biggie, yeah. Perfect. Up, man. Yeah, of course, we'll wait.
Welcome back to Gilman's Ground here at the home of Hartpury RFC, where less than 12 months
Fiji, okay?
from the opening clash between these two teams at the Rugby
Okay,
World
time
Cup
on,
in
please.
Japan, Fiji lead Uruguay by 35 points to 7, and Uruguay have a mountain to climb in this second 40. And we will catch up with the replacements as we see them. Number 20 on there for Fiji, that's Mosese Voka. 35 points to 7, 5 well-taken tries, 5 well-struck conversions from that man, Ben Volavola.
Okay.
A rare glimpse of Rodrigo Silva, the Uruguayan 15. Volavola leaves it. And here is the first touch then for Voka, another Fijian Ndrua squad member. No less than 6 in the squad today. Fiji keeping it in hand through Albert Tuisue. Up from fullback is Talembula. Ngoniva plays for Newcastle in the English Premiership. Voka certainly wants to create an impression.
Tackle release! Not going into touch yet.
So ball lost forward.
Play!
So all that effort in vain, but Uruguay take it quickly, send it into midfield. That's a rib tickler from Pitheliato, 2 tries in the first half, and one Manuel Cat has felt that one. Now then, he did receive a surgical intervention to a pectoral injury back in March of this year. He's just come back in recent weeks. Let's hope that the injury is not as serious as it looks to the Uruguayan centre. He's not the only one down. That's the hooker, the debutant Manuel Ardao, who we saw suffer towards the end of the first half. So this is the replacement coming on there. That's Guillermo Pujadas, highly rated under-20s representative for Uruguay.
Okay, yeah, by all means. Good, take that, is it all? I'm fine. I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, fine, thank you, mate.
So that's the end of Manuel Ardao's debut in the international number 2 shirt.
No.
Probably wondering how successful an experiment that was. Vunga Koto is on for Dolokoto, his opposite number, that hooker for Fiji. In the middle of that front row. So 2 front row replacements, 1 for each team, as we look at Voka down on the near side.
Bind.
Mose Voka.
Set.
The Uruguayan scrum has held firm in the latter half of the opening 40.
Good work,
Fiji having to retrace their steps here. Talembula well and truly nailed. But he's managed to retain possession. It's a little frantic at the moment, and Fiji looking to hit their straps here with a 28-point advantage. Volavola sees his kick half charged down. Front row replacements all round for Fiji. Voka again delivers into the hands of Sao. Over on the right wing, despite the number 11 on his back. Semi Kunatani. flank forward. That's a great pass. Making the ball do the work into the hands of Tuisova. He knew that the pass was forward and that the chance of a second score had gone begging. This pass from Vola Vola, and this one again from Vatambua. Adjudged forward. Vatambua, 1 meters 89 and 120 kilograms in midfield. The Fijian back division is 15 kilograms heavier than any other back division on average in world rugby.
Crunch. Bind. Set.
Interesting to watch the respective footwork of the props in the opposing scrums. Uruguay will get the advantage, and Tom Foley, the referee, will call them back.
Number 1, binding. 17, bind.
Number 17, the replacement, Ironi Maui, is the man pinged for loosening his binding. Another Fijian Ndrua representative. Well, Coach McKee readily admits that the success of the Ndrua in the NRC after just 2 seasons has made a huge impact on the overall flying Fijian program in the run-up to this Northern Tour, and of course next year's Rugby World Cup in Japan. Talembula brings it up from fullback. On hand is Sunny Lowley.
No, wait. He's accidentally offside. On the wrong side, it's just a scrum. The ball went to him. It's accidentally offside, scrum.
So Fiji preparing to bring on another 2 subs. Frightening, isn't it?
You got the penalty in the last one.
One thinks the preparation time for the Flying Fijians is not as John McKee would wish it to be, bearing in mind that so many Fijians now play offshore, so to speak.
Ball's gone.
Lovely. Again through the legs there from Pithaliato. There's a huge gap out wide now. Then Ironi Sau, one-on-one. You back him every time. But look, there are 2 Uruguayan players on him immediately to prevent anything from developing. But the winger has done well. Kunatani, 4 tries in the Olympic final as Fiji defeated Great Britain 43 points to 7. Lovely step from Vola Vola. Over the top it goes. Straight into the hands of an Uruguayan, a grateful Uruguayan player. Not too many Uruguayan volunteers for that pass.
There's a ruck.
So the ruck had been formed. So timing was crucial.
Ruck is dead.
Uruguay gave Ulster a 21-point start. And they did come back to score a late try, so they weathered the storm. But it's a tsunami facing them here with a 28-point deficit. 23, that's Eroni Vasiteri. Number 22, that's Ali Barretti Vetukani.
You're making a change. Wait.
Highly rated.
Guys, time's off. Just making some changes, just cool head.
Well, Vasiteri was cited against Scotland, but nothing came of it.
Guys, we've got an injury there. Time is still off. It's your man. 9, just the 2 meters then, yeah?
Receiving treatment is Jale Vatambua.
Time on, please. That's good. Thank you. Okay, I'll go that way.
Wonga Koto finds Voka, albeit a little untidy. Fiji looking to up the tempo through Tivita Thavumbati. Now of Newcastle. Before that with Worcester Warriors just up the motorway from where we are today in Hartpury. Fiji again on the front foot.
Rock now!
Tackling is solid and decisive from Uruguay for the moment. As Moneva looks to get the ball away. Sao, did it go forward? Yes, it did. John McKee would have made a note of that, that's for sure. That little hitch kick, standing up the Uruguayan defence for a split second. But again, it's that little man, Santiago Arata. Brave little Santiago Arata in with a tackle. And he does pose a stern challenge to France-based Agustino Ormachea.
Number 7.
Plays for Montmarsan.
Number 7.
For the starting Uruguayan number 9 shirt.
L down.
Manuel Diana. Now then, I wonder where he will pack down here. He prefers number 8. Segredo is 7 and he goes off. So Uruguay ringing the changes. And the replacement, Diana, will go down at 8. He prefers number 8 to either side of the scrum.
Set.
So Uruguayan coach Esteban Meneses
They're both
also looking at all his options and combinations, and that's what the Northern Tour at this time of the year is all about. Uruguay defeated the Fiji Warriors in the Nations Cup earlier this year. In Uruguay, well, they've beaten Tier 2 and Tier 3 unions with regularity since Rugby World Cup 2015. This again is a step up from defeating Brazil. Canada, that was a great win for them, which secured their place at the table of Rugby World Cup in 2019. And they'll be pleased with that scrum, that's for sure. Over 2 legs against Canada. Toronto and Montevideo, well, they've qualified already, not having to go through the repechage as Canada have to do these days in Marseille, in France.
Use the line, Fiji, please.
So Uruguay qualified well ahead of time.
Bring your feet over. Bring your feet up. Number 3. Yep.
So slip on the near side. And that's a penalty you pay. Kalivati Tuwake comes on. Where's 18?
Guys,
Oh!
I can't play that one.
Through very quickly was Tuisue.
Yeah, I'm going to
Number 4.
Just let me deal with it.
So Tuwake is on for Saulo. And the tight head for Fiji. Saulo plays for the London Irish Club in the English Championship, not the Premiership, the Championship. Here is the new man for Uruguay, Manuel Diana. So let's see how Tuwake fares here against veteran Sanguinetti.
Okay, 9. Backwards.
Running tall into the tackler, Zeroni Sao. Delivers the ball on a plate, not so good from Vetukani.
On advantage. Tackle!
And Uruguay will take the knock-on advantage round the narrow side, bringing in Leivas. We had a hurried start to this game in the opening half. It's not been so clever in the opening few minutes of the second half. So many changes, of course. It's inevitable.
Okay, no problem. There's a bit more space then, okay?
A little nervousness, perhaps, and fringe players wanting to create an impression on their coaches. Great afternoon, great day out for the spectators. Just love to see the Fiji fans, and we We heard them singing in the first half. They've not had too much to sing about in the second half so far.
Set.
Solid platform. Snapped up by Nieto. Suggests that Diana on that occasion was down on the blind side. Sanguinetti. Nice strip.
Ripped on the floor.
Illegally done.
On the floor.
Tawake. Yes, Bechezi rather, will look to put this one as near to the corner flag as possible and finds good touch.
Quite a few now.
Uruguay were in a similar position towards the end of that first half, but Fiji managed to steal the line out.
Hey, can you just step off? That's a bit clear.
So let's see what they can do here. Uruguay no desperate hurry to get to the line out. Shortened the line out. Pujadas. A lot of toing and froing, and again to no avail from Uruguay. It was meant for Manuel Lindeca, the youngster at 5. When you're close as that to the try line, well, you'd want to secure possession and you'd go to the front, wouldn't you? But Uruguay will get a second bite of the cherry.
His ball, he's in a strong position over the ball. No, I think he's all right.
Yeah, no surprise really that Uruguay opted to go for the scrum this time, tying in 8 Fijian players, and knowing that the scrum is holding up well.
Last time, guys, we stay that way, please.
And that's one aspect of the game that Coach Menendez will be happier, shall we say, about this week. Mieres waits on the near side.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Oh, well done, Uruguay. Quickly into the hands of Berchesi, looking for Manuel Cat. One Manuel Cat, and finds him back on his feet. Winded perhaps by that earlier solid tackle on him.
Being pulled back in by the blue player on the floor.
It's there again. And this time it's Diana, the replacement. There's the Fijian try line in the background. Good work. Now then, up from the right wing is Leandro Leivas, man from the old Christians club in Montevideo, a blacksmith and farrier by trade. Slowly but surely, Uruguay moving forward for Sanguinetti, loses sight of the ball in contact. 5-10 meters lost, and the ball is lost as well. So stressing on the ground, and the Fiji look to bring it away quickly. Bola still there. Aliveretti Vetukani, so both fly half prospects on the field. Sau, did he manage to stay on the field of play? Yes, he did. A clear run-in for Eroni Sau, and this will be his second international try. Well, Uruguay were pressing down the far end, coughing up possession, giving away a penalty, quickly taken and quickly transferred into the hands of this guy out on the near side, Eroni Sau. But look at that delivery again. It could have gone all wrong, couldn't it? But using his strength to good effect, Eroni Sau. And away he goes. World Sam's Rookie of the Season in 2017-18, and now making inroads in the 15-man game. Let's have a look again. That lovely lobbed pass out onto the wing. Tackle was missed by Gaston Mieres. You have to go low on Eroni Sao, such a low centre of gravity. And we saw him score any number of tries on the sevens circuit. Made the season's dream team last season, did Eroni Sao. Now then, Vola Vola. 5 out of 5. And that's his first miss of the afternoon, pushing it wide of the left-hand upright, but no damage done, as Fiji hold a commanding and a healthy lead of 33 points. Fiji 40, Uruguay 7. Lots of experience in this Uruguayan side, but they need sterner competition perhaps than they would have had in the Americas Championship. But that was a great performance over 2 legs against Canada, which would certainly have given them hope and confidence. This is what they're going to be up against at the Rugby World Cup. The strong running of Tuisova and the replacement Veitokani, and another try for Eroni Sao. This will be his hat-trick. Popping up on the left for Fiji's 7th try. 2 tries in as many minutes for the brilliant Eroni Sao. Vasiteri it was, then delivering the final pass to Eroni Sao, a simple run-in. So one thing we do know now, that there is strength in depth in Fijian rugby, albeit offshore perhaps, but the representatives from the Fijian Droit certainly made their presence felt on this northern tour. Vola Vola. A much simpler attempt on that occasion, and that takes Fiji within 3 points of the half century. Fiji 47 now, Uruguay 7.
4. Number 4. Space on the kickoff.
The determined running initially from Veitokani, and this from Tuisova. Well-timed pass into the hands of Vasiteri. And get off the bus, says Eroni Sao. I'm coming through.
Wait. 12, stop, 12! Yeah, I'm going
Ball
to
lost forward. Well, there was a hint that the Uruguayan centre Villaseca may have been offside at the kickoff.
Yeah. I'm telling you 10 to tell me which way so I can manage them. If you don't help me out, I'm going to have to keep blowing them. Okay? You need to speak to them. They need to be better. We'll move across it, okay?
So Uruguay bring on a further replacement in the form of Juan Echeverria.
Trying to help.
41 test, another major league signing, this time for Austin Elite in Texas. Prop forward. We'll catch up with that replacement as soon as I see the number on his back. Sanguinetti is still there.
Bye.
On the loose head. Relative lightweight perhaps by modern front row standards.
Okay, no. No hands!
But Chesi hounded down by Dolakoto.
Tackle, release! Timing is good.
Nothing wrong with the timing, says referee Tom Foley. Leivas, but Uruguay going backwards quicker than a supermarket trolley.
Leave him! 6!
Arata waits, delivers into the hands there of Silva, the fullback, in the standoff position. Not a bad decision, but for the fact, of course, that it falls into the hands of Ironi Sao. The Uruguayans, they certainly won't give up. 15 minutes gone in this second half. Two well-taken tries by Ironi Sao. Bola. It's a punishing kick from the Uruguayan, from the Fijian outside half, and pegging Uruguay back inside their own 22. Backs against the wall once again. Bola's having a decent game, it has to be said. Vungakoto back on. For Dolakoto.
Don't go holding legs. Okay? Okay, time on, please.
Vungakoto, another youngster, 20-year-old. That's better. At the line out, finding Nieto. Number 8 for Uruguay. Uruguay will have to play it this time.
Backwards.
Well, the Fijian backline a little disorganised there, defending narrow.
No hands!
Left a
No, don't go in.
bit of a dog leg, but Uruguay couldn't capitalise, and here they are, back within striking distance of their own try line.
Wing is on side.
Leivas gives chase, but the ball is out into touch. John McKee over on the right. He is the Fijian coach, much travelled John McKee. Clermont in France, Connaught in the west of Ireland, the Cornish Pirates down in the southwest of England, coached the Pacific Islanders, Tonga, and the Australian under-20s as well.
Tackle!
Walker. Oh, well spotted. That's Vasiteri. Trying to avoid to use the word, the adjective big, because they're all big in white shirts. The real heartbeat of Fijian rugby is what happens beneath that palm tree on the breast of the Fijian jersey. And you will have seen them during the singing of the anthem
9 and 11
with the right fist on the left breast. Federico Favero comes on for Arata at scrum half. Another Sevens representative in his day for
Inside.
Uruguay, 21 tests to his name.
In the 22.
The captain, Juan Gaminara.
Okay, they'll set you set off then. Okay, let's go then, guys.
So off comes Santiago Arata.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
So first touch for Thomas Inchiarte.
Hands
So he
in.
takes his place at scrum half, and that's interesting. He's a centre normally. And Favero, well, he's a bit of a utility player. He can play anywhere behind the scrum. No surprises here, I don't think. As Vola Vola will kick for position. Matias Benitez, we saw there, the replacement, just stretching. He's a prop, would you believe?
On the line, guys, please.
Vola Vola.
Wait. Okay. Maul!
Fiji get that maul going, looking for his hat-trick is Yato. Hauled down inches short, was he? No, he wasn't. Hand is in the air. And that's a third try for the Clermont number 8. And that is an 8th try for Fiji, taking them out over the 50-point mark. They're out to 52 against Uruguay's 7. Well worked try again. And you can't stop Yato from 5, 8, 10, sometimes 20 meters even. Can play across the back row, can Yato. So in the background, Benitez has come on for the long-serving Matteo Sanguinetti. So 12 points then for Ben Vola Vola, 6 conversions, just missed the one from far out on the right in the second half. Eyes the post some 15 meters in from touch, head down, keeps his eye on the ball, and that's the result. So with 10 minutes to go,
Right, okay, please keep it behind you. Right, yeah. Guys,
Fiji
back.
have a firm hold on this match. But Chesi gets to restart. Drops it on the 10-meter line. Into the shadows, out of the sun. Frank Lomani is on for Fiji at scrum half. Yet another representative of the Fijian and Ruan. That'll please a lot of people back home on the islands, that's for sure. Berchesi has a run to the hands of Leivas, a hint perhaps of a forward pass. Holding on to the ball after the tackle, so the penalty goes Fiji's way. 54 points to 7. The 54 points against Fiji last weekend, and it was 54 points that they accumulated against Uruguay in Milton Keynes back in the Rugby World Cup of 2015. So not much change there, except for the fact that Fiji now have greater strength in depth by the looks of it. And John McKee will have learnt a lot this afternoon as they prepare to take on France next weekend. Uruguay, well, they travel to Bucharest to take on Romania.
Over 15.
The long loping strides of Yato.
19, 18, wait. Good.
Telling kick once again behind the Uruguayan defence, and Leivas pressed into defensive action, and hard luck. Seemed to have done well to get the ball back into the hands of Manuel Lendica.
Wait, guys, wait.
Not surprising, a little bit of cramp setting in.
Down. Guys, guys.
It's been a wonderful afternoon at Gilman's ground. Bright sunshine.
We're going to wait for their 8.
In
their 8 is down in
mid-November. Unseasonal weather in the UK. Oh, there's a cold spell promised for next week.
Okay.
By which time that man, Yato, will be closer to his adopted home in Clermont in France.
Let's go.
Wungakoto.
Advantage, penalty, contact in the
Finding
air.
Kunatani, Vasiteri.
Tackle, release! Release!
The eagle-eyed Frank Lomani waits, the replacement scrum half. Tom Foley waiting for advantage, swept out, almost intercepted by Berchesi. That referee Foley was
It's from the
waiting
line out,
for
contact in the air in the
a
line out.
distinct advantage to Fiji.
On the line.
There's an air
call.
of inevitability about what's going to happen in the next few seconds. Thought they might tap and go. It's a lovely pass from Lomani. Shadows Will Genia at the Melbourne Rebels does the replacement scrum half for Fiji.
Right.
Benitez
Yeah, you stay where you are. You set off him.
is on in the front row for Sanguinetti. Well, they're still smiling, aren't they? They enjoyed the atmosphere. They know that they will be going to the Rugby World Cup in Japan, whatever happens. But there's a lot of work to be done in the next
Set.
10 to 11 months. But again, that Uruguayan scrum holds firm.
Agree.
And they just do not give up.
I couldn't put a whistle to my wife because I got bumped by one of your players, that's all. Just a knock on at the back.
Just a knock on from Fiji. But Uruguay once again then
Get
well
those hits square from
well beaten here.
Square from the start. A little bit of angle, perhaps.
8 tries in total.
That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said. Both of you square.
But from a Uruguayan standpoint, well, around 15 Uruguayans are to play in Major League Rugby in the States next year, following the completion of this European tour. And part of a special agreement between the Unión de Rugby del Uruguay and Major League Rugby.
Crouch.
So the Union obviously leaving no stone unturned, as Los Terras look to be as competitive as they possibly can be in Japan. Scrum going backwards here. Tom Foley waits, but it's picked up by Inkiate. His versatility as a centre or scrum half virtually assures him a place at Rugby World Cup in Japan next year. Berchesi hastily sweeps the ball downfield. Vola leaves it for Eroni Sau, looking for 4. Nice little offload back on the narrow side to Lomani.
Use it.
Probing the narrow side, that's Ngoneva. It's had a quiet game by his own standards as the Newcastle representative. The 100 Premiership matches, English Premiership matches for Ngoneva. Newcastle propping up the table at the moment. Vola back inside to Lomani. One more pass should do it, not needed. And the try is claimed, and that is claimed by Semi Kunatani. Big number 7 for Fiji. I'm just waiting for the sign from Semi Kunatani. Vola taking the ball up right into the faces of the Uruguayan defence. Kunatani, Berchesi does his level best, but can't stop Semi Kunatani from crossing. Semi Kunatani usually delivers a wise sign when he scores a try, the yellow tambu. May have missed it because he's pretty consistent. And that gives you an indication of the strength of the setting sun here at Gilman's ground. And the audience, the crowd, they've been given a great show by the Fijians. 9 tries in total and 8 conversions from that man Vola.
You sure? You said that last time. You said that last
There's another angle. Vola Vola. Ball held initially in two hands. Little step from Lomani, just checking there. And Kunatani, the long levers, the long arms, reaching out for the try line. So Fiji 61 now, Uruguay 7.
Yeah, we're going to take the contact in the air first.
Pretty quiet start to the second half, but Fiji are now on song, full of running. And here they come again, big men, forwards handling like backs. And that's what makes the Fijians so popular. They play an attractive brand of rugby, but they've added some fine skills at the set piece as well these days, allied to those basketball no-look passes at times. And they'll be firm favourites again at the Rugby World Cup in Japan as they pick up the legs. At the heels is Frank Lomani. Walker gathers, recovers for Fiji. Minute and a half to the final whistle. Tuisova. Not going anywhere this time. Lomani on tippy toes, the Uruguayan defence. That's Kalivati Tawake. He plays his rugby for Biarritz in the Pro de Deux, the French second division. That's a lovely little chip through from Veitokani. Opens the door for another Fijian score and is rightfully claimed by Ben Vola Vola. The two men vying for that number 10 shirt in concert. Ali Varetti, Veitokani. A rare glimpse of skill from the replacement and an awareness from that man, Ben Vola Vola. Look at this. Neat little sidestep. A side kick rather, and the bounce was kind for Ben Vola Vola. Still had a lot of work to do, but it's 10 up for Fiji. Tom Foley, after all that, gives the try scorer the hurry up. Deep breath. And he knows exactly how many seconds he's got left from in front of the posts. And 61 becomes 68 as Tom Foley blows the final whistle in what has been a comprehensive defeat of Uruguay by the aptly named Flying Fijians. They crossed for 10 tries, 5 in the first half, 5 in the second, a hat-trick for Peroni Sao, and a hat-trick also for Petheli Yato, the Fijian number 8 in our shot there. They will be, as I say, very popular participants at the Rugby World Cup in Japan next year. And of course their first opponents in Japan, in Kamaishi, will be Uruguay, and they have a lot of work to do between now and then. But their coach, Esteban Meneses, obviously is looking at some improvements before then, but for now, it's finished with a final scoreline of Fiji 68, Uruguay 7.
There is a big screen set up, refreshments available for the international match, England versus Japan. Big screen available in the sports hall behind this stand to watch England versus Japan. Thank you very much for your support this afternoon. Safe journey home.